January 24th, 2023, talking potential lawsuit. The summons and the paperwork getting filed against Alaska legislature, Alaska governor, and the state of Alaska. Should it be in federal court or should it be in the Alaska Superior Court is a great question that was voiced yesterday due to basically the constitutional infractions, the lack of due process, with them raising their salaries the way they did it. And obviously, like I've done a lot of research on this and I don't pretend to be the expert on it, but the best article I've seen was actually done in terms of citing the different Alaska statutes and really going through the gritty, nitty, and the nuts and bolts of what these guys did wrong was by the Representative David Eastman out of Wasilla on his blog, and it was published last spring. So check that out. I'll link to it on my Twitter, and it really clearly shows, what these guys did in terms of the statute, and there's been discussions with some of the previous SOCC members as well that has shown some real big red flags. Some of them meeting with, like, for instance, Kathy Giesel, a representative out of Anchorage, in the Capitol, in Juneau, physically there before they got this letter firing them, right before that. So, is it something where she had an indication that these guys or this, or SOC member X or Y didn't want to go along with her plan and Dunleavy's plan and the legislature's plan to raise these salaries, and they didn't think that they were going to do the amendment. So that was, when they decided to fire these guys, it's hard to tell, obviously, but that potential sort of hangs, it's hard not to come to that conclusion that they could be potentially what had happened there, because, again, it's sort of just an improper thing, and it also just shows that they didn't come up with a preliminary recommendation last year, but if you look at the rules, they only have to do it every other year in terms of that SOCC committee. So they didn't come up with the right recommendation early in terms of meeting that deadline. So it never really gave the legislature an opportunity to go back and forth, and you're really not supposed to amend that final report that was sent to the legislature. Obviously, the other guys amended it, but they're totally new SOC. They had to meet twice. All of these things, domino effect, just shows the due process was not followed, and the results need to be vacated.